So let's go over what we covered in this module. Well, the first thing that we did is we talked about control statements. We talked about the basic idea of a control statement being some way to interrupt the flow or change the flow of your programs, and that without control statements, our programs would just flow from top to bottom without ever choosing a path to go down or doing any kind of looping or jumping around. Then we went through and we looked at each one of the control statements that exist in Java. First, we looked at the if-else statement. We saw how to create an if statement that would check a condition, whether or not it's true or false, and then execute some code. And we could use the else statement to execute another branch of code if the statement was false. Then we looked at a switch statement, and we saw how we could use a switch statement to switch on a particular value and then have a bunch of different cases and execute different code based on each case. Next, we looked at the for statement. We saw that this is one of the simple types of loops that we can create in Java, and we saw how we could use a counter in a for statement to do things like iterate through a list or to count and exit the loop after we've reached a certain count. Then we looked at a for each statement, which is a specialized kind of for statement that makes it real easy to iterate through a collection or list of items. Then we took a look at the while loop, which is perhaps the simplest of loops. It will continue to loop until the condition that we're looping on is false. Then finally, we took a look at the break and continue statements. We saw how we could use a break inside a loop to break out of a loop early based on some condition, or we could use the continue statement to go to the next iteration of the loop. So that covers all of the basic control statements that exist in Java, and with these control statements, now you'll be able to create a much more complicated Java program and actually be able to solve some algorithms. With the knowledge that you've covered so far in the modules up to this point, you should now have the ability to actually write a Java program that would do something useful. Now in the upcoming modules, we're going to get some more tools that are going to allow you to enhance your skills in developing a Java program and to make your programs more efficient. But in general, you have what you need now to understand the basics of Java programming.